Flosstube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Daphne and we are going to do a stitch with me. We are going to start working on the Monopoly game board. I've wanted to do this piece for a while now and I figured today was the perfect day to start. So I'm doing this on 28 count, 2/2, full cross, with the called for DMC flosses. Yeah, so I know we haven't done a stitch with me in a while. It's been crazy, but I figured today's the day. So you can see here that I marked where I'm starting on. This is just a water soluble pen that I have, and so we're just gonna do some blue stitches. Just give me a minute to get started here. I have to get used to doing over 2 on 28 count, because a majority of my things that I do on 28 count, all my heids are 1/1. So 2/2 on 28 is a little different for me, but that's okay. It will still, I will get it. I have other pieces that have the 28 count that I'm doing over 2 on. So it's not that big of a adjustment for me. Yeah, so I hope everybody's been having a great week. I know today's only Monday. Today's Monday, May 16th of the year 2022. And it is about 5:10 in the evening here where I am. So like I said, hope everybody is just having a great day, enjoying their May so far. Yeah, so let me just bring you guys in just a little bit further here. Hang on. There you go. Yeah, so it's been, like I said a minute ago, it's been a little while since I did a stitch with me. Life has just been crazy. We've been doing some home remodels and home repairs, and we've been working out in the shed outside to get it ready so that we can bring all the stuff that we have in a storage unit, or I should say all the stuff I have in a storage unit, so then I can eventually go through all of that and cull down what I have, because there's a lot of that stuff that I haven't even thought about using since it got put in the storage unit several years ago. So it's just been sitting there doing nothing, collecting dust. So if I haven't used it, then it's time to let it go, and let other people use it and bring joy to them, or donate it, whatever the case may be. But there are things in there that will never get tossed or thrown away or given away or sold or anything like that. So it doesn't look, for some reason doesn't look right. Looks like it's kind of slanting down, but it's in the same hole. But yeah, the weather's been getting nice in here. It's nice and starting to get to the summer weather. The last week and a half, it's been in the 90s. During the day, waking up in the morning, it's been like 70s. So you don't get much of a break in the morning before it gets too hot. But that's alright. That's what you got air conditioning for, right? So, what else have I been up to? We brought my dad to the airport the beginning of this month, beginning of May, so that he can go and out to California to see my older sister, and actually my only sister, and see her family and meet his 4th great-grandchild. And he'll be coming back the beginning of next month. And then I believe he'll leave again in November. And he'll go back out to California to spend Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's with my sister and her family. It's been nice, he gets to go out there and see them more often now, which is nice. I know he misses them and they miss seeing their papa. But yeah, so we're doggy sitting his dog. She's here, so she might bark. She's actually sleeping on the back of the couch right now behind me. So hopefully she'll be a good girl and she won't bark too much. Usually she only barks if there's people that come by, and we're in such a quiet area that not very many people come by. So I don't see her barking to be too much of a problem today. So there we go. I've just been sitting in the AC, doing my stitching, watching some TV shows, watching some floss tubes. And that's really about it that's been going on for me here. Somebody had mentioned on one of my videos asked me if I had ever dyed any fabric. I have not dyed any fabric, but after getting that comment, I did look into it a little bit, just a few quick searches on YouTube, and there are quite a few videos on how to dye the cross-stitching fabric and stuff like that. So maybe it might be something that I venture into in the near future or in the distant future. It's something that interests me a little bit, but I don't know if I really want to invest in another it's not big, but another thing that takes multiple things to do. Because I know you'd need a pan and everything that you use for the dyeing process, it would have to just stay with the dyeing process for your dyeing fabric. You can't use it again, to cook with. And that's not a problem. But the problem for me is that you've only got 600 square feet. So it's not a lot of storage space. If you think about 600 square feet, that's total. That's kitchen, living room, 2 bedrooms, and a bathroom. I mean, we make it work. We definitely make it work. But there's just not much storage space. Hopefully when we get the kitchen cabinets, the kitchen remodeled and done, then we'll actually have some kitchen cabinets. And I can put my things in cabinets and drawers. That'll be nice to have done. But we're not, we're taking our time. We're doing these things ourselves to the best of our abilities with what knowledge and know-how we have. There's been a couple things that we have had to, one thing that we definitely had to pay an outside source to help us. And that was to level part of our house. Our house is on post and beams, so we have no foundation here. So we had to have one part of our house leveled because it was really uneven on that side. So we had to have that done. And then other things that we've had to have done, we have had a friend help with that has knowledge. Like we had to do the roof over on the house, and we had our friend help on that. And we also had the same friend come and help put in our heat and AC system, because that's the heat and AC system that we have is a mini split. So we needed help to put that in. And the same friend helped with the roof on the shed/wood shop. But everything else we have done ourselves. So it's been good. So, yeah, like I said, once I got used to doing the 28 count over 2, it's not any different than doing over 1 stitching. You'll get used to going between over 1 and over 2. And I know when I did a stitch with me a while back, somebody was asking, why do I put the needle through the floss and what that's called. So for the people that are new, this is what is called railroading, and it just helps your stitches lay flat. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. This is just something that I do. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If I forget, then I don't do it. And it is what it is. it's not a big deal for me. I do it just to do. You know, and just because I do something or somebody else does something and you don't, doesn't mean that the way you're doing it is wrong or the way I'm doing it is right. It's just you do what is comfortable and right for you. You know, some people might say, oh, well, the way that I do my stitches, the way that I make my stitches by going up in the bottom left and then going down in the top right and then up in the bottom right and then down in the top left might be the wrong way, but it's the right way for me. But they might be, well, that's the wrong way, and I'd come back, you know, might say to them, why is that the wrong way? Well, you know, they could be like, well, because your stitches lay different than mine. Okay, that's perfectly fine. My stitches can lay different than yours. Are mine all going the same way? Yep. Okay, then what's the problem with the way that I'm doing it if it's not the same way that you do it? To me, it doesn't matter. As long as all your stitches are going the same way. You know, sometimes I have been known to go, I can't do it now because it'll unthread my last stitch, but sometimes I've been known to go up this hole and down this hole. If I'm working, one of my full coverage pieces, and that spot that I'm at, you know, is different. So, like, this is an example. Like, if I wanted to come up and do this row up here, with the blue up here, this next row, I couldn't come up this one, because I just went down that one. I'd have to come up here, and go down this way. But it's still going to make my stitches lay the same exact way if I did it that way, versus going up this way. As long as they lay the same way, it doesn't matter which way they go. If you start with your bottom leg slanting the other direction, that's fine. And your top one goes the opposite way, that's fine. As long as for your entire piece, they go the same way. I mean, unless you want to have that difference in look of your stitches laying all a different way, then that's the choice you are making to give it that look. But just because somebody's doing it just the slightest way that's different than you does not mean that the way they're doing it is wrong or the way that you're doing it is wrong. It's the way that is right for you. So you just keep stitching, the way that makes sense to you and the way that works for you. Some people might only want to stitch from going from left to right. As you can see, I started at the bottom right corner of this piece, or it could be the top. I haven't decided which one. I think this is going to be the bottom, the way that I'm looking at the pattern at the moment. And that's the one thing with the Monopoly board pattern. There really is no right or wrong way until you start getting ready to fill in the blocks. then you really want to pay attention to where you're placing these things, because you don't want to place them in the wrong way, you don't want your go next to something that it's not supposed to be. You want your go in the corner, which I'm thinking this corner here will be the go spot. Over here will be go. And then Mediterranean Avenue will be next, and so on and so forth. This is the way that I have the pattern right now. So we will see what happens when I got two rows of this blue. You don't have to put it in, or you can put it in any color that you want, but I kind of want the look of the original style boards. I thought about dipping this in some coffee tea to darken it just a little bit, to give it that tan look, but that's okay. I don't mind a white background on the board. But what I'm thinking about doing when I get to filling in the colors on the top of the squares, or the top of the rectangles, I might do those over one. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with that yet. Instead of doing it over 2 over 2, I might go 1 over 1, just to give it a little bit more the filled in look. But I'll have to see what that looks like when I get to that point. I might just do, I haven't decided how I'm going to do it. If I'm going to do all the black and this blue first and get all that done, and then go back through and do the colors, or if I will do a section or page on this chart and do all the colored, do everything on that page, which probably might be the way that I go, is do everything on the page and then move to the next page. Might be the way I go. I don't know yet. It's all up in the air still on what I'm going to do. So, getting kind of close to this with the end. I think I'll do one more stitch and then grab some more floss, another strand, and start going up this way with this color. And I'm just gonna go like this for now. Put it there. So there's my little hedgehog needle minder, and this color is $7.99. Oops, hang on. Whoa, I'm throwing floss all over the place. Let's wind this back up. Alright, and this is the way that I get my floss. So you've got all your strands in one, and I probably shown this before, but I just tap on it with my finger until I can get them to separate a little bit. And then I just take it, and I hold pull, and then it just all balls up in my hand as I'm pulling, go. Oh, excuse me. And I'm doing the loop start as well. So I'm just putting my ends together. So I've got my ends together, and then I got my loop. Okay. Now we'll come over here and do the same thing. We'll just go down the hole and then come up in the bottom hole and go through the loop, and then back down that top hole and pull it through. Make sure, yep, we're good. Now here you're going to see that this is going to be a little different in the stitching way, because I can't come up this hole because I just went down. So I have to come up in the top of the right. And then go down in the bottom left. I mean, I can go this way, but I'll just do this. So, yeah, could, you know, a strand, at least a strand and a little bit of this one in tonight. And then we'll go from there. And I was thinking, and I wanted to ask everyone, I watch a young lady that does a stitch with me once a week, and she will work on that piece, do that stitch with me once a week, and that piece that she is working on during that stitch with me is the only time that piece gets worked on. So you're basically watching the whole process basically every week. She'll work on it for like half hour, 45 minutes. And then she stops for the week. She'll pre-record a bunch of them, so then she has a bunch ready to go every Friday. So I was wondering if if everybody would like that, or if you just want Stitch with Me's that are random pieces every time. I have, oh, not in the back, hang on. I have no problems either way, but I didn't know if that would be something that you guys would be interested in. Is seeing this piece get worked on once a week, and you know, only seeing the progress each time I upload a weekly Stitch with Me. If I did that, some of them might not have voice. Some of them I might just do with a light music playing in the background. So yeah, just let me know in the comments if you know, having the Monopoly board as a series where I only work on it when I'm doing the Stitch with Me's, and you guys see the progress just in that time frame, that half hour to 45 minutes each week. And just know that they would probably be pre-recorded. So I might stitch on this for a bunch of time, but record in like half hour, 45-minute time frames, and have a bunch of them up and ready to go each week. So, which is something I was thinking about. So if you could just let me know, that would be wonderful. So yeah, just like I said, just let me know what you guys think of that. That would be great. I think it would be good. I think it would be fun. Because then I would have a video from the start to the finish of a piece. Like this one, I would start it obviously on this with you, on this stitch with me, and then each and every stitch with me would be on this piece. I think it would be kind of cool. But it's really up to what you guys would like to see. I mean, I can do this one and then throw in some more stitch with me's on my other pieces, if that is, you know, something you guys would like as well. I know a lot of people like some of my other pieces as well. So but it might be nice to stitch on something else, not just always this piece. But yeah, just let me know. I mean, I can do this piece like once a month and do a stitch with me on the other pieces, or once every 2 weeks, and then the other 2 weeks do a different stitch with me. But just let me know what way you guys would like to do it, would like to see it. And I'm sure we can work together and come up with a plan. Because I know people have mentioned before that they like the stitch with me's that have the person that is talking, because they feel like the person is in the room with them. I've been watching stitch with me's that are actually multiple ways. Some that are talking, some that have a little intro where the person is talking before they start stitching, and then they go over to music, and then they come back after that, and, you know, do their closing. Then I've seen some where there's no talking at all. It's just you hear the floss going through the fabric. And then there's some that I've seen where it's just they start and there's music playing in the background. And that's it, just music the entire time. So it's really, you know, each person's preference. I'm okay either with any way. But yeah, just let me know, like I said, which way, if you guys want to see this as a bi-weekly, every 2 week, put up a little half hour, 45-minute clip, and then maybe the other 2 times a month, throwing something else in there, a different stitch with me on a different project of mine. It's pretty much what I was thinking. So I think I'm going to call this one. I mean, it's only been 34 minutes, so I guess I can stitch a little bit longer. So what is everyone's plans for the summer? Anybody got some fun summer vacations planned? Is everybody just planning on staying home? For us, I don't think there is really anything exciting planned for the summer. No, I don't think there's anything exciting planned for the summer. We just go away once a month. We take a weekend and go up north and see our friends and their girls. So the past couple times that we've gone up, this month when we went up at the beginning of the month, their middle daughter was in the band concert, their spring concert, so that was fun to see that. And the time before that, when we went up in April, their oldest daughter was in a musical for their high school. They did Beauty and the Beast. So that was really fun. They did a really good job for being, high school students. They did a really good job. And that same weekend, their youngest daughter, out of her entire grade that she's in, there was only 10 children's artwork that was chosen, and she was actually one of the ones that was chosen to have her artwork displayed in one of the local art museums there. So that was pretty neat to see her artwork, and she's only 10, so it was pretty neat to see that. And her girls love when we go up to visit. They get so excited when we come up, and they never want us to leave. So we go do that every month, once a month. Sorry if my hand keeps getting in the way. Next time I put the camera on the left-hand side, so that you don't see my hand in the way all the time. Alright everyone, this is going to be the last stitch, and I will call this one done for today. Like I said, please let me know in the comments below if you would like to see this every 2 weeks as a stitch with me, and we can work on that. I'm going to zoom you out really quickly. Hang on 1 second. So there you go. You can see what we did tonight. But yeah, just let me know if this would be something that you would be interested in seeing as a stitch with me every 2 weeks, and watch this grow throughout that process. So with that, I hope everybody has a great day and a great week, and until next time, bye everyone.